Stefon Diggs suffered a season-ending knee injury in Week 8's matchup between the Houston Texans and Indianapolis Colts, and it brings a crashing halt to what was the beginning of an impressive debut season with his new team after forcing his way out of Buffalo earlier just this past offseason. After being traded by the Bills, the Texans and Diggs agreed to restructure his contract to a one-year pact on a prove-it type of deal with a new organization, and the 30-year-old wide receiver bet on himself this offseason. But it appears his plan may have backfired after sustaining a torn ACL. Welcome back to the Bills Bunker, everybody. I'm Jake Varco, and today I want to talk to you about how Stefon Diggs played Stefon Diggs. He appears like he just dug his own grave a little bit after sustaining this injury. We're going to get back into the drama that was this past offseason, really the past few years with the Buffalo Bills organization, and how it's having an impact on him moving forward in his NFL career. But before we go any further, I'd like to take a moment to let you know that this is in no way taking a shot at Stefon Diggs and saying that I want him to get injured. I would never say anything like that. I don't want to see anybody sustain an injury. I want the best for everybody on a personal level, but this is just talking about the facts and how this Stefon Diggs injury is something. It's a gamble. It's a risk that he took when he bet on himself, and that's why I'm making this video today. Before we go any further, I'd like to take a moment to encourage you to click subscribe and stay tuned for more content coming away all season long right here on the Bills Bunker. I'll be at every Buffalo Bills home game and into the playoffs, beyond, whatever it may be, right here on this channel. Stay tuned. Click subscribe if you haven't yet. Click like on this video. Now let's talk about Stefon Diggs and how his gamble on himself turned out to be a bad bet. Everybody knows that the end of Stefon's tenure with the Bills came with a sour departure after Diggs essentially forced his way out of Buffalo. His 4-year tenure with Buffalo was very memorable, and it was an extremely beneficial time for the development of the franchise quarterback that Josh Allen is. Diggs was an all-pro with Buffalo, and he was named to the Pro Bowl in each of his 4 seasons with the team, but sometime after signing a 4-year extension with Buffalo back in 2022, things took a turn for the worse. He was seen yelling at Josh Allen on the sideline in the midst of the 2022 AFC Divisional Round loss against the Cincinnati Bengals, and after that, things continued on a downwards trajectory. Around the midway point of the 2023 season, the Bills fired offensive coordinator Ken Dorsey, and he was replaced by Joe Brady, and that is when Stefon Diggs was seemingly phased out of the Bills' offensive game plan as the team began a late season surge to win 7 of their last 8 games en route to a playoff berth and a 4th straight AFC East division title. But the real final memory that Bills Mafia has of Diggs in a red, white, and blue uniform is his infamous drop in the team's season-ending playoff loss against the Kansas City Chiefs. After that, it was a loud offseason surrounding Diggs, who continued to send out cryptic social media posts that came to a close with what was the final straw, when he replied to the Peaky Pirate on X, who said, "Does Josh Allen benefit from having a top-tier receiver? Yes. Is he essential to his success? No." Diggs responded to this post by saying, "You sure?" The next day, Stefon Diggs was traded to the Houston Texans along with a 2024 6th-round pick and a 2025 5th-round pick in exchange for a 2025 2nd-round pick that comes from Minnesota. By trading the star receiver to Houston, Buffalo was required to take on a dead cap charge of $31 million in 2024, meaning that they paid him that money just to play on another team. But it put the drama to an end after a roller coaster of cryptic posts that included Stefon Diggs saying, "Come and rescue me." And his brother Trevon even chimed in on the saga during a Bills game against the Broncos in 2023 by saying, "Man, 14 gotta get up out of there." And following that up with, "Let's not forget, he didn't start going off until bro got there," in reference to Josh Allen. Now let's make it abundantly clear that Stefon Diggs forced his way out of Buffalo, just like he forced his way out of Minnesota. He's gone on record saying that none of these teams wanted to get rid of me. Things had to shake because I kind of wanted them to shake. Buffalo took on what was the largest dead cap hit for a non-quarterback player in NFL history just to get him off their team. And Stefon then restructured his contract to wipe out the final 3 years of his contract and add an extra $3.5 million to his 2024 pay, bringing his total guaranteed earnings up to $22.52 million for the 2024 season. And for the first weeks of the 2024 campaign with his new team, things were going great for Diggs and for the Texans, who were in the honeymoon phase. But that all came to a halt when the star receiver suffered an unfortunate season-ending injury in Week 8 in what could also end his tenure in Houston. Now, Diggs is set to become a free agent this upcoming offseason, and he'll miss out on a bunch of money because of this recent injury. Instead of getting paid the remaining money from his Bills extension, he chose to bet on himself with the Texans, which is always a gamble. Now, he'll have to test the free agent market coming off of an injury, and he will likely have a difficult time maximizing his earnings with another big-time deal, as he'll have the opportunity to sign elsewhere this offseason, but he's not going to get a mega deal that he would have hoped for as someone who's on the wrong side of 30 after sustaining an ACL injury. His career is definitely not over by any means, but for now, Stefon Diggs just played himself from a financial standpoint in a business-driven league. Like I said at the top of this video, this is in no way taking a shot at Stefon Diggs. I don't want him to suffer any injuries or any player to suffer any injuries. I want the best for them, but I'm saying from a financial standpoint, Stefon Diggs played himself by forcing his way out of Buffalo. He took a bet on himself. He bet on himself to have a great year and land another big-time deal this offseason, but it didn't work out. He just got injured, an ACL injury on the wrong side of 30. He'll be 31 in the offseason. It's going to be hard for him to get another big-time deal with all that being taken into consideration. I'm sure he will land another deal elsewhere. He's a star receiver. He's been very productive throughout his career. He will find a new home this offseason, or he'll stay with Houston, but he's not going to get that massive payday. He's missing out on millions of dollars that he would have had if he would have just stayed put in Buffalo. But now, he'll have to go elsewhere, stay in Houston, get paid some money on another prove-it type of deal for someone who the clock is ticking. Father Time is undefeated, and Stefon Diggs is running out of time to maximize that money. If he's really about earning a championship, he could end up signing somewhere like the Kansas City Chiefs, maybe back with Houston with another Super Bowl contender who could use him, but it's not going to be on a big-time deal. From a financial standpoint, he played himself by forcing his way out of Buffalo. Dug his grave a little bit there. But that's all I've got for you in this video. I want to know your thoughts on Stefon Diggs and how he forced his way out of Buffalo, and do you see him signing another big-time deal this offseason? Am I wrong? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear it. Thank you for watching this video. I'm Jake Varco. This is the Bills Bunker. Stay tuned for more content coming your way all season long and beyond right here on the channel. Go Bills.